As the Round Rock Library begins the move to our new building this month, the Texas Time Machine travels to its home base, gathering remembrances of the Main Street building from our patrons and photos of past library events. Everyone's excited and happy about the new grand building on Liberty Street, but most can't help a wistful sense of nostalgia for the older library since so many families have built generations of memories here. Let's start at the beginning. 2022 was the 60th anniversary of RRPL after all. We have to peek past Souls Service Station on the corner of Mays and Main Street in June of 1962 to see a small temporary building housing Round Rock's first library. Organized and run by the Round Rock House Demonstration Club, the collection found inside was entirely comprised of donations, even the shelving, cinderblock walls, and globe. Library cards were 10 cents, and the library was only open Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. Very quickly, more space was desired, and the library moved down the street, renting out the old Ford Motor Company building, opening the new location in May 1965. As the Texas Time Machine moves through this second location, we can't help but notice there's no bathroom, telephone, or even air conditioning. These things were added over the next few years from donated labor and materials up until a significant remodel was performed by the Round Rock High shop class students in 1973. Unfortunately, this remodeled car dealership was on shaky ground, literally. The library settled into a sinkhole, rendering the building unsafe. The collapse was blamed on, quote, the age of the building, the expansive soils, the existence of the storage tank near the perimeter of the building, the downspout locations, the city water pipe leak, as well as the tree, which was recently cut down, end quote. Volunteers began spraying into action, moving the entire collection to a nearby temporary building. This was used until the current building that we all can see at 216 East Main Street, which was finished in 1980, with that foundation amply bolstered. It was intentionally designed by Ray Gill to match the Texas heritage flavor of the other much older nearby buildings. That's why so many of our patrons think it's a very old building. That feeling was planned for. At first, this building also housed the city council chambers on the second floor. Library patrons quickly made it clear, however, more space was needed again, and the entire building became library only in 1988. However, as the Texas Time Machine zooms away from this 216 Main Street location, we can't help but notice that even at this point in history, the building wasn't the full sight patrons of today experience. It wasn't until 1999 that some additional areas were added, still maintaining the old-fashioned structural style, and the entire building named for Robert and Helen Griffith, longtime library supporters and community leaders. So now, the Texas Time Machine moves right to the present, asking our patrons what they'll miss about this Main Street location. Here's some of their thoughts.
I have so many great memories of the old library. When we first moved to Texas, I made it a priority to get a card because I knew this library would be my travel map and Texas Culture 101 guide. I remember spending hours going up and down the aisles and sitting comfortably in the chairs, reading all sorts of wonderful books. It has been so fun coming here, and I'm excited to see the new building. Y'all are awesome.
When I was younger, I used to come to the library every Monday night for story time. Sometimes during story time, we were able to pet Roxanne. Story time is one of my favorite memories because it really helped jumpstart my love for reading and writing.
I will miss the smell of the old library.
Being a first-time mom with no family around, the library and the staff helped me survive. The Mommy and Me story time was my survival. Not only was I getting out of my head, but also I made good friends. Thank you.
All the way back from story time for toddlers to being my escape from home in adulthood. I can't list every moment I want to share, but to state this place I'll always return to. Stay well, Roxanne.
Went here the day of my first kiss.
I've brought my daughter here since she was born for baby story time. Sherry is 14 now, and we still visit as often as we can. I'll miss those baby times, movie nights, book clubs. I know they will be available at the new place, but I'll miss walking these floors terribly.
I remember coming here every weekend as a kid with my family and reading for hours.
This is where my girls got their first library cards, where they fell in love with reading, and where I fell back in love with reading myself.
I'm going to miss this place because it's small, and I have so many memories of bringing my kids here. But I'm glad to be having a bigger place for the library with many more books, and I hope to see more activities in the community.
We've heard some long-time memories of our older patrons, but what do our youngest customers think of the building we're leaving behind? Let's hear some of their recollections.
My favorite thing in the library is the books and the red bathtub. I miss it so much, I want to go to a new one.
I'm going to miss the kids section and the elevator.
I love coming here and seeing all the books, and if they have new books.
My favorite thing about the library was sitting down at the tables and getting lost in whatever book was there. I hope the new library will be just as good as this one.
Story time and toys getting books.
The robot was nice to me. The robot was adorable, and the robot was very helpful to me.
The snakes, red bathtub, the smell, the old computers.
The wood bookshelves and the layout.
This is the first library that helped make me fond of reading books.
I love going to Pokemon clubs on Saturdays and afterwards checking out a book to read.
As we read through library patron submissions for this project, we were delighted to find some of you appreciated more nuanced aspects of our older library. Those memories count too. What will they have to say? Let's see. The Portraits of the Trustees. I like how it plays into a neo-goth vibe House of Horrors like in Grimm's fairy tales. I miss seeing the cubicle that says Round Rock Swingers Club. I'm gonna miss not being able to find parking. Not the smell of old books. We could go on and on with these memories. From adults and kids alike, we had at least 5 reference the smell of the building. Our patrons graciously submitted so many stories that we unfortunately can only relate a portion. Luckily, we have our new towering library to help replace our nostalgia with future decades of community interaction and joyful learning. We hope you joined us for our grand opening celebration Saturday afternoon, January 28, 2023, and please keep an eye out for future Texas Time Machine episodes.